Well, here, we'll give it to you. Here it is, right here. This is the fruits of our labor and the meats of our labor, I should say. So, Rory, tell us a little bit about this tomahawk. This has been cooking, but this is pretty cool too.
Absolutely. So this is that meter probe I mentioned earlier. So we insert it into the meat. As it's cooking, we're monitoring it on our phone. This is a piece of meat, probably about a 130, 135, which is about a medium rare. We let it rest for about 8 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and slice it and see what it looks like on the inside.
I bet it looks good. Let's see.
All right. So what I like to do is start by cutting it right off of the tomahawk itself. This is actually one of my favorite parts of it, not to mention my dogs as well too. This outer edge is what we call the spinalis, and that is my most favorite part of it. So I like to cut that right around the edge. And what I do is I set this aside for myself because, again, I put the cooking in, I paid for the steak, so I'm going to eat the best part of it, right?
Exactly.
So this is what we call the Rory cuts right here. So we set those aside. Then I take this and I'm going to cut it right against the grain here.
So why against it?
So that's what makes it tender, right? So as you're cutting it against the grain, it's going to put into smaller, tiny pieces, so it's easier to break apart. If you go with the grain, it makes it kind of stringy.
Okay.
So again, I'm just going to go ahead and slice this down right here. And one thing too that what I would do also is maybe throw some compound butter on here. But again, I take a little bit. We have some finishing salt, which John will talk about here, and I'll just grab a nice little chunk. I'll just kind of sprinkle a little bit on top of that. Get a little bit more on there. And I'm going to cut you a little piece here, and you tell me what you think. Okay. So again, this is the guest cut. Okay. This is for the guests. And then here, let's get you a piece of the Rory cut, and you tell me which one you prefer.
Oh my goodness. Well, I haven't eaten the guest cut yet.
Oh, you swallow it. Hurry up.
I'll get to it in a second. I'll get to it. Let's have John talk while I'm chewing.
Well, here's some of our finished burgers that we showed you prepped in our brats. But you can see how good that brat looks. That's why it's so important to pre-cook it and boil it in your favorite liquid. When I say liquid, beer, apple cider with apple cider vinegar, there's all kinds of things you can do.
It keeps it from splitting.
Keeps it from splitting. So your brats come out with that nice crust on them without splitting them wide open, right? And then our burgers, you can see how good our burgers turn out. That black and blue burger is probably one of my favorites. Love blue cheese, right?
See why.
And then we were talking, Roy was mentioning finishing salts. We carry the finishing salts here in the store. We've got alder, we have hickory, we've got a Mediterranean salt. And finishing salts are exactly that. They're finishing. You don't really cook with them. So you prepare your meat, cook your meat, and then you sprinkle that salt over them at the last. You can use your compound butter, then sprinkle them with that salt. Man, you got a heck of a steak or a heck of a product. And then I wanted to talk really quickly about some of the other catering we do. We have barbecue boxes. So if you've got an event or if you're going somewhere on a picnic, we actually do a smoked rib barbecue box and a brisket barbecue box. It's got the meat in there. It's got mac and cheese, baked beans. We throw in some cornbread. So a great option for you. We can do a couple of side salads as well. You can take to the park and have a great picnic.
So it's all cooked and ready to go.
Cooked and ready to go.
Oh my goodness. Maybe just finish it off with some salt or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, tell you what, here it is. This is the Rory cut, all right?
Cheers. Ain't bad.
No, it ain't. Oh, that's really good. I didn't even put any salt on. How about that?
Good stuff, right?
That's the Rory way of doing things. Oh, wow, that's good. Oh, you got to get out to Lee's Marketplace and try out all this stuff.
I love it.
Make sure you ask about those boxes. That's awesome. No cooking and all the tasty.
Looks so good. I'm jealous. So go big or go home.